Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Purpose Driven Live Sports and Gaming, and I'm back here for another sports video. So last night, we saw the Denver Nuggets and San Antonio Spurs game. Now, I was wrong. I did pick the Nuggets, and I was wrong. I thought they would win this game. I said a close game. Did I say 10? No, I said it was a close game. I said they were going to win close. I just thought that the coaching of Mike Malone and their shooting would continue even though they were on the road. And I think being on the road in Game 6 in a closeout game, it's not really a joke. I think closeout games in the NBA are very tough just because when you're on the road and you have a closeout game, you know, the opposing crowd, I think that really is a huge part of just how momentum goes. They did not really shoot well in this game. They only shot 6 of 24 from the three-point range. It's 24%. Their bench got outplayed. I believe it's 39-13. So when your bench isn't playing well either, I think bench play in road games is really important because usually benches play well at home. But this is the first time that the Denver bench has not played well on the road. This series, it's really been either the starters or the benches played well. And then when they won those 3 games, 2 of the last 3 games that they won is really their bench and starters that played well in unison. So that was a huge part of why I believe that the Denver Nuggets didn't win last night's game. Even though Nikola Jokic had 43 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists, he was really the only guy to me in the starting lineup who really had an effect on the game to where that he kept it close up until the third quarter. The end of the third quarter, they were only down 5. It was 85-80. And then 3 3-pointers later, then the Nuggets are down by, 14? Then the game's basically over. So on the road, it's tough because plays like that, and especially 3 plays in a row like that where the home team shoots 3 threes, you're up by 14, you get the crowd into it, and the crowd starts cheering and all this stuff, then it kind of really puts you in a sinking feeling. So I'm not really surprised. I didn't know it would have this much of a profound effect, on how the game would go. But then again, this is a very young team, and even though Mike Malone is a good coach, I don't think experience is something that you can't teach. It's only something that you gain. So that's how it's going to be. But then you had LaMarcus Aldridge, who had 26 points and 10 rebounds. You had DeMar DeRozan, who had 25 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. I want to say this about DeMar DeRozan. I think him actually being traded to San Antonio really changed the outlook of what's going to be down the road. I think playing for Popovich has really opened up his game in terms of him being a better playmaker, because in years past, he wasn't this great of an assist guy. He was averaging a good amount of assists, but he wasn't this great at being a playmaker. And now I think him playing in Greg Popovich's system has helped him learn in terms of distributing the ball and ball movement. Because like Golden State, they're really predicated off of everybody touching it and then getting the best shot. So I think that's really helped his game. And he's actually still a very efficient scorer, like he has been for many years, just because he's not a great 3-point shooter. And he doesn't take shots that he knows he's not good at, which is what I like in a shooter, or in a player, is you know that you're not good at one thing, so you're not going to do things that really harm your team. So him not shooting threes because he knows he's not a great 3-point shooter percentage-wise, I believe he knows that's something that he's going to work on in the offseason, but you don't go into a series just looking to shoot it. And he's gotten so good at getting to the rim in the series and getting to the free throw line that him not being able to shoot threes, it's not affecting them at all. It's kind of like Giannis. He's actually taking them and he's making them in the playoffs, but he's not overly shooting like 7 threes a game because he knows that's not his game. His game is getting to the free throw line and getting to the basket. And it's really helped Milwaukee, and this has really helped San Antonio. LaMarcus Aldridge has just been playing his game. You know, he's a guy whose mid-range game as a big man to me is unrivaled. His ability to get his shot over big men is also unrivaled. He's just, to me, been a steady performance ever since Tim Duncan retired. And to me, that's one of the reasons why this team, even though they don't have a bunch of star power, a bunch of great players, their bench and their experience with LaMarcus Aldridge, and having a guy in DeMar DeRozan who kept getting better as the year went on, those two with their steady performances, Greg Popovich, his coaching, many people say he's the best coach in the league, and this is why. Because his experience in being able to put players in a great position to succeed, it's some of the best that you see in the NBA. It probably is the best. So Jamal Murray went 1 of 5 from three-point range, went 7 of 18 from the field. I look for him in Game 7 to probably, I think at home in a closeout game in a Game 7, you have more of a get-up because you're at home, the crowd is involved, making shots. That part is great when you're a young team. So I believe this is where we really see what Denver's made of. If they lose Game 7, maybe we don't knock. I don't think the media will knock them as much, but they will take a hit, and people will be like, oh, were they really that good? To me, this is a good team, but playoff experience is something that you have to have. And not a lot of players on this team have a lot of playoff games under their belt. So that's just the reality of the situation. But that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank you guys for listening to me break down the playoff situation between the Denver Nuggets and San Antonio Spurs. I think Game 7 is Saturday. It probably is at 5. All the games have been at 5 for some reason. I don't usually play later games, but yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll see you guys in the next video.